Today is the final day of the Money Shame No More campaign. I hope you are feeling much better, more peaceful about yourself. This isn't about finding joy and ecstasy. This is about just finding the peace within yourself. So let's do a really quick recap of the last 6 days. Okay. We started with recognizing the money shame that manifest in behaviors and all the triggers that create those behaviors on the first day. Then we acquired very simple but very effective tool, mindful breathing, to give yourself that moment, creating that moment of calm when money shame hits you. Then on day three, we identified the money shame beliefs, the negative beliefs. And on day four, we learned how to challenge those beliefs. Then from there, we went into a bunch of self-kindness phrases to counter the shame beliefs on fifth day. And finally, yesterday, we practiced a loving kindness meditation, again, creating that space, that gap. It's a tool to build up self-compassion muscle. Okay. And so now let's just take a moment to reflect your progress because this is really important. How do you feel about yourself? This isn't about money. This is about yourself. Money shame is how you feel about yourself. You are worthy, independent of your financial situation. You cannot be depending on, oh, I feel good about my money. You feel good about yourself. That's where it starts. All right. Let me tell you about my own journey. I got started on this journey a long time ago. I was not even 18 years old. What happened was that I was publicly shamed about not having as much money as some of my classmates. I had a modest home, I had modest family, and that day I was shamed, in front of a bunch of other classmates. I felt rotten. I ended up feeling not enough. There was something wrong with me. Somehow I had messed up. I mean, think about it. I was just 18, not quite, towards the tail end of 17, and feeling like I had messed up. How? Right? And what ended up happening is my mother helped me that day connect with my values. Okay. So I learned by the time I was 18, I learned to how to intuitively navigate shame that entire year because I had just started that school year, right? This is a much longer story. It's a lot of fun, and I'm hoping to bring it to the TEDx stage at some point. So I will share it, but I will do that in a separate video. But having done that at 18, you would think, oh, okay, well, Nisha wouldn't have any money shame anymore, right? I learned to deal with money shame after all. But what ended up happening is, although I had dealt with money shame in that one direction, right? Just that one direction of not having enough money. And it came in really helpful when I went to Northwestern to study. And, it's a very rich school. But I didn't know enough about finance. So it came from money shame, came from another direction. I didn't know about finance and managing money or building wealth or investing. And that shame of not knowing, my lack of knowledge, that was so much that I didn't want to share anything about it. I couldn't tell anybody that I didn't know what they were talking about. Okay. I lost years, in fact, almost a decade of the growth of my savings because of this. Now, you can say, well, you saved, Nisha. What's the big deal? You saved money after all. But, okay, let me just give you really quick math. Okay. Let's say I had $1,000. I had a bit more than that, but let's say I had $1,000. Okay. Investing would have grown it to $2,000 in 10 years, pretty much a guarantee because we were coming in right after the dot-com bubble, and it was the ramp up towards the 2008 thing. But The 2008 financial crisis also, it didn't stay that long. Okay. So, meanwhile, I could have grown the wealth quite a bit, quite easily. But the way I did it, with my money shame keeping me silent, I think I made something like not even $1,100 out of, from 1,000. So you can imagine I didn't grow it even, you know, 10%. Forget 10%. I think I grew it at like 3% or something. So that makes it $1,030. So $30 at most. Um, and the bank had just suggested that I invest in their fixed term savings account, and I did because I didn't know how to challenge them. I didn't know how to advocate for myself. I didn't know who else to trust. All right. So money shame, if you deal with it in one direction, look for it in another direction. This isn't a one and done deal. Okay. What you've done here is the starting point. You have started creating and cultivating the tools and skills that you're going to need to ensure your well being and advocate for yourself when shame comes calling, when the shame knocks on your door, knock, knock. Okay. So, with this, we are at the tail end of we are at the end of in fact we are at the end of our campaign, and the bigger question from me to you is, what can you do next? What will you do next? You have several options. You obviously keep up what you've started here. Okay, but now maybe you will expand into starting a journal. Maybe you will expand your affirmations. Okay, maybe you will have that financial conversation that you have been avoiding. Maybe you will start your journey of financial confidence. Confidence is acquired and grown and built when you take small actions, and then learn from it, reflect on them, learn from them, and adjust, refine, do something different. Okay? These are studied actions, and that's what builds confidence. So maybe you will start your journey of financial confidence. Maybe you'll just change how you talk about yourself, and that's okay. Whatever it is, please, 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 please remain committed. Remain committed to yourself. Commit to kicking money shame off. Okay? Action these self kindness phrases, the affirmations. Action the compassion for yourself. Create that space you need just for a moment here and a moment there, right? But action, take actions. So commit here, commit right now to support yourself, to advocate for yourself, to action self compassion. And here's the interesting thing, the less money shame you feel, the more genuine financial freedom you have. Why? Because this is freedom from society's judgments, your own stories, your own negative beliefs about yourself. That is financial freedom. And guess what? It will help you build total wealth, which includes, by the way, financial wealth. I'm not at all saying that total wealth should not include financial wealth, right? So when you break the shackles of money shame, you will build total wealth, which includes financial wealth. All right. Your wealth needs a system to work and to be built up. And shame is this invisible, but really, really huge anchor that keeps your ship from moving forward. Or even if it is moving forward, it keeps the ship from building the momentum. All right. So cut that anchor. All right. Okay. If you found this useful and want to hear more, don't forget to like, subscribe, and even choose to be notified so you don't miss future videos. I'll see you in other videos. Bye.